Hello everybody and welcome back. In this lecture we'll learn about accessing elements in a list or indexing. Let's call the list that we created in the previous lecture X. So we created that by simply saying or enclosing the values in a rectangular bracket and then saving it in a variable. Now let's see how we can access elements in my list X. So for accessing elements in a list, we use indexing. We simply pass the index of the element we want to obtain. So we have our list object X, and then we pass the element that we want to grab. We pass the index of the element we want to grab. Let's say we want to grab the element 3. So 3 here is at index 2, right? So this is index 1. This is index 0. This is index 1. And then this is index 2. So we simply pass 2. And we get the element 3. What if we want to get 5? We can simply say X and then pass the index of the element 5. Let's see. So this is index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we simply pass 4. Another thing we could have done to grab the element 5 is use a negative indexing. So negative indexing starts from the int. If I say X at index negative 1, it means grab the last element. So that will grab 5. Okay. Let's create another list. XX. And then let's say it has the elements 2, 4, 6, 9, A. Let's say string and list. So if we call XX, we have that. And if we call the length function and then pass XX, we see that the length of our list is 7. Let's say we want to grab string. So one way to do it is to start indexing from here and then say this is index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can say XX at index 5. Or we could have said, we can use negative indexing and say index negative 2. So this is negative 1 and this will be index negative 2. And we get the same result. We can also obtain more than one element. We can get a slice of our list. For instance, let's say we want to grab the elements 6, 9 and the character A. So we can pass that as an index slice. So let's see here. This is index 0, this is 1, this is index 2. So index 2, 3, 4. That's what we want to grab. So XX 2. So I'll pass 5. Remember, index slice from the beginning up to the end, but not including the end. That's how slicing works. So this will grab elements at index 2, at index 3, and at index 4. So that's how slicing works. Now if we run this, we get the elements 6, 9, and the character A. And let's say we want to grab all the elements to the right of 6. So we want to grab 6, 9, A, string, and list. How can we do that? So for that, we can simply say XX, and then index 2, and everything else. This means grab element at index 2 and all the elements after that. So if we run this, we get 69A string and list. Let's look at few more indexing methods. What if we want to grab all the elements? So we can pass double colons. So this means grab every single element in the list. What if we say XX, then double colon and pass 2? This means grab every other element. So it will grab the first element and then leave the second one, grab the next element, so every other element, which is 2, 6, A, and list. We could have passed, let's say, grab every fourth element. So in this case we get 2, and then the fourth element is A, and so on. So we can do that also. We can say XX double colon -1. This means grab every single element but in the reverse order. So now we have list string A 964 and 2. So that's about list slicing. What if we pass an index that's not in our list? So earlier we saw that length of our function xx is 7. So what if I say xx at index 9? We know that it doesn't have index 9. So if we try to do that, we'll get an error. We get a list index out of range error. So that's one thing to note. If the index doesn't exist, we get this index out of range error. Let's call our list xx. So we have the elements. We can use the delete statement to remove an element from our list. Let's say we want to delete the element 6 from our list xx. So we can simply say delete del space and then our list xx and the index of that element. So the index of 6 is 2, right? 0, 1, 2, and then simply pass 2. Run it. Now if you call our list xx, we see that it doesn't have 6 anymore. And if we want to remove the entire list, we can simply say delete and name of our list. So I don't want to delete this one. Let's delete the other list that we created, x. So again, we can delete elements at any index. Let's say x at index 3. So if we delete that, it will delete. So this is index 0, 1, 2, 3. So it will delete the element 4. Let's call x. So it doesn't have 4 anymore. Now we can delete our entire list by simply saying delete and then x. Now if we call x, we get an error. It says name x is not defined because we don't have x anymore. So in this lecture we looked at how we can access elements in a list by using indexing and index slicing, and we briefly saw how we could delete elements in a given list. And in the next lecture we'll look at list operations. Thank you everyone.